Here are my 5 tips on how to grow your pet portrait business even if you're not business minded. So hi, I'm Sema Martin. I'm a pet portrait artist and I have been for the last 10 years. And I really want to talk to you mainly about this subject because a lot of artists feel this. I felt this too, especially at the beginning, that you feel like you can't run your art business successfully because you're not business minded. You know nothing about business. You've never done a business degree. And that's honestly just not true. Just like everything, art itself, business can be learned. It's a skill that you learn. It's something you develop, especially over time. You're not supposed to know everything straight away. That's exactly what I fell into the trap of doing when I first started. I thought, well, I can't take this seriously. I can't make this a full-time thing because I don't know how. I don't know how to make it a business. I don't know how to earn an income from it. So those are the things that stopped me early on in my career, and I wish that I had started sooner. So I really want to talk to you about mindset. The first thing I need you to do is to stop telling yourself that you're not business minded. Mindset's everything. And if you tell yourself you can't do something, then what's going to help you do it, So like art itself, if you tell yourself that you can't draw, then how are you supposed to draw? You have to actually put in the time, put in the practice. Tell yourself, I can't draw yet, but I can learn. I can do this. I can grow. I can be a better artist. I can be the artist that I've always wanted to be because I want to put the time into doing it. You have to understand that if you tell yourself these negative things, they will hold you back. And that is the biggest mistake that I see a lot of artists make. They immediately dismiss themselves and decide, well, I don't have that mindset, so I can't do that thing. And that is just not true, especially when it comes to business. I feel like business is so formulaic that is so much easier to learn than learning to draw. Learning to draw is way more creative and way more individualistic, whereas business is literally a formula. Do this and this to get this result. It's so much easier than you're probably thinking about it. You're probably thinking, well, there's degrees and stuff in this, so I can't do it. Well, yes, there are technically degrees in it, but there's technically degrees in everything. There's a Buffy the Vampire Slayer degree, you can get a degree in anything you want. So don't let you not having a degree stop you from trying to learn about that subject, because you're creative and determined, and those are assets that you need in business. Those what you need to keep yourself going, to learn what you need to do in order to run a successful business. So also some simple systems to get organized and to help you actually grow your business is things like writing stuff down. Sounds simple enough, but that's all you really need to do. So a client messages you, write it down. This person messaged me asking about this. Document things. I've been using the same spreadsheet for 9 years. So I've been doing my business full time successfully for 9 years. It will be 10 in January. But I've used the same spreadsheet, the same layout, the same documentation of my artwork. It's maybe very slightly developed over time. I've added a few more new columns into my Excel spreadsheet, but it's literally nothing fancy. I'm not using any sort of other software or apps or anything like that to document my clients and my commission sales and my expenses and my income and all that kind of thing. It's just a simple spreadsheet, really, really simple. And I'm terrible at Excel. I was never one of those people in engineering that could do Excel coding. My dad's really good at that. I have no idea. It is really hard. I don't know. I can barely do the whole, sum in the brackets thing. Don't even ask me, please. So I've got a very, very simple Excel spreadsheet of literally columns and things filled out in the columns. If you don't like Excel, write it down on a piece of paper. It's not much different. So having a simple thing in place that isn't intimidating, just simply knowing, okay, so I've written that sale down. I know when I'm doing it. I know when my deadline is. I know, if I've done it or not. Has it been sent? Have they sent a testimonial? All these little things to document can just easily be put in a spreadsheet, because that's exactly how I do it too. Setting small goals. So when it comes to business, you might think, oh my gosh, I have to think of like my big overall, idea of what I want to achieve and what I need to be doing for my business. Just scrap all that. Don't think about that. Think about, what do you need to do for the end of the week? What is going to help you progress if you get this thing done by the end of the week? So whether that's completing a commission, great. By completing that commission, you're opening yourself up to more commissions. So that's making you move forward. That's making your business move forward. Maybe it's emailing some clients. Maybe it's emailing some small businesses to try and work with them, to collaborate with them. It could be literally anything. But if you think of one thing that you want to get done by the end of the week, then that is going to help you understand, build your confidence in terms of achieving small goals. And overall, if you complete one thing a week that helps you build towards growing your business, then in a year, imagine how far you'd come. Imagine completing one task every week for a year. You'd have you'd be so much more forwards, you'd be so much more better at doing what you're doing, and it'd be way less scary if you break it down into really simple things like that. Learning from other artists is another great way to find out more about running your art business. So when I first started in 2016, there honestly wasn't much out there in terms of art business specific. So I just went elsewhere, learning generally, how do you run a general business? How do you run a service-based business? Because ultimately, pet portrait commissions is a service-based business. You're providing a service, a customized service, your client's paying and you're delivering, and that's basically it. So it's a service-based business, and that's basically where I went away to research. How do you build that? How do you run that? How do you market that? Nowadays, there is a lot more help out there. There are books, there are courses, just like my course, The Business of Pet Portraits. There are so many things out there that will help you now, especially even YouTube videos like this one. So go and find other artists that inspire you, that are sharing their knowledge and sharing their experiences with you, that resonate with you as well. Like, are they an artist mum as well, or are they someone that had a full-time job as well? Like, what position were they in? How can they help you? How does their understanding of business and art relate to you? Like, so try and figure that out. Try and do your research and find these artists and look for who can help you the most, and stick with them, learn from them. Ask them questions. It's okay to do that. I remember saying to someone, why haven't you asked me before? Basically, you're always welcome to DM me, ask me any questions that you have. And they're like, oh, I didn't think I could. Like, why not? If someone's doing a technique that you love, DM them, ask them, I love that technique you do. How do you do it? Do you have any tutorials on it? It's okay to ask. It's up to them then if they want to reply. That's a different matter. But don't be scared to ask. Don't be scared to ask about what you want to know. And the other thing is, when it comes to the word marketing, I feel like a lot of artists are really scared of that term. I don't like marketing. I don't want to market. That's not how I want to sell my artwork. If you think about marketing in its purest form, all it is showing people that you love drawing this thing. That's it. That's what marketing is. It's not being salesy, especially good marketing. Good marketing is not being salesy, is not being forceful, is not being the things that you find cringy. That's bad marketing, okay? That's it done badly, like a car salesman caricature vibe. But actually a good way to sell is to not sound salesy at all. So when you come to trying to sell your pet portrait commissions, just think about it as, I'm just trying to share my love of art, my love of pets, my love of drawing, my love of painting, whatever it may be. All you're doing is sharing it with people. You're sharing it with people, you're connecting over it, you're talking to them about it, and if they want to commission your services because you've shared it with them, then that's fine. Then that's when you can talk about commissions and sales and prices and all that kind of thing. But really all you're doing at the beginning is just sharing what you're doing social media posts by sharing your artwork, putting up flyers to share your services, just randomly DMing people saying, I love your cat. Have you ever thought about doing a pet portrait of it? Because, I love drawing pet portraits. Like, it doesn't have to necessarily be like that direct, but especially if they've never spoken to you before. But just generally chatting to people. That's sort of what I'm trying to say here. Use the notion of marketing as just communication. You're communicating what you love with people that also might love it too. And that's all it really is. So you don't have to be business minded to run a successful business. I definitely wasn't. Everything I've done in the last 9 years, I've learned along the way. Every step, every client, every communication, I've learned on the go, and that's where I am today. And if you want to learn more about how to grow a confident, successful pet portrait business, then please check out the Business of Pet Portraits by clicking the link below. You can download your free prospectus and learn all about it and see if it's the right course for you. And I will see you next time.